You know they say that Spence Jr. and Ugas is going down. So stay tuned to this video as I breaks it down. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Spence Jr. versus Ugas, Saturday, April 16th. I'm going to give you the who, what, the where. AT&T Stadium. Hashtag strap season. Hashtag, hey, stop that cat. Now you guys see it. Now, one thing that I think you guys should mention, or that I should mention to you guys that's cool, is you see the TGB promotions, right? Right there, who are hosting and throwing the event. But then you also see Man Down promotions right here on the flyer. So Errol Spence has fully made it official. He says, I'm back. April 16th. Yeah. Hey, stop that cat. April 16th. He's doing a pre-sale. Boom. So he said, I'm back against WBA champion Ugas, April 16th. Access code is boxing on SeatGeek, 12 p.m. Early tickets. Let's go. Hashtag war ready. Hashtag strat season. Hashtag man down. Hashtag Cowboys. So he posted it on all his social media, slightly different on this particular one. He says in the hashtags, the biggest, man down, and it says, keep doubting me. Now, I like Errol Spence that he's quiet, but then he knows when to ruffle some feathers and he be talking his talk. He be talking that ism, right? Keep doubting me. So, am I surprised by this news? Absolutely not, because I told you this news was coming. See, y'all gotta just subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest. I told you this fight was next. A lot of y'all didn't believe me. See, I have to remind you that you have Ugas, who has the WBA belt, right? And Ugas, there was this WBA announcement that came out, I think November, December, and they were saying that he had to fight against Butayev, or no, actually it was against the other fight. Why am I not thinking of his name right now? They said he was gonna have to fight against Stanionis, Emmanuus Stanionis, and a lot of you guys worried and fret and said, "Oh, hey, well, I guess Errol Spence has to fight Terence Crawford after all." And try again. So this is still a unification. See, the reality is Terence Crawford has one belt. The reality is Yordenis Ugas has one belt. The reality is Yordenis Ugas beat a certain Hall of Famer. Not to say Sean Porter's not a Hall of Famer, but he decisively beat a legend like Manny Pacquiao. I believe I want to fight with a Cuban. Right? This is Pacquiao we're talking about. So off of the best win in his career, he's getting another big payday and huge opportunity since Errol Spence already has two of Les belts. So this is just a great fight all in all. I will do several videos, you know, kind of giving you guys more and more. Errol Spence, he's everything that he says that he is. He says he's the big fish. He absolutely is the big fish in the division. 2 belts, trying for 3. If he can beat Yordenis Ugas, he will be a 3-belt champion. And stay tuned to my channel because I have some other breakdowns on this particular news. Great fight. Puts Terence Crawford in a hell of a predicament, as Crawford is currently suing his former promoter for basically not promoting him in a way that was fashionable or a way that upped his brand. And meanwhile, Errol Spence is busting moves like this. Quiet killer, silent killer, big fish, but really a silent killer. He didn't say much. He didn't talk. He didn't get on social media. Now, the good, important thing about what PBC is doing, Premier Boxing Champions right now, is that silent killer approach. They're silent killer, not really saying too much and then just dropping bombs, right? So Errol Spence posted this, and this was clearly a hint. is him. I was at this fight too. Him, Derek James, being interviewed for a post-fight commentary, and he was obviously in Jerry's World, or this might have been the one at the Frisco at the Star. I think this was Frisco at the Star, which is still Jerry's World Junior. You know what I mean? And he had Jerry's World. And he posted this 18 hours ago, right? And he said loading. So if you know, you know. Loading big fish 18 hours ago. So he was basically hinting and suggesting, I got some news for y'all. Just wait. The very next day, boom, hit you over the head with the official announcement, official flyer, Premier Boxing Champions is going down. That's why he's talking his talk, saying, keep doubting me. He's not doing a bunch of Twitter and tweeting and, you know, sending tweets at you like Ryan Garcia or somebody. Him and his team is conducting the business. As I mentioned, you look on the poster outside of TGB, shout out to them. It says Man Down Promotions, so in conjunction with his own promotional company, and this is in his backyard. Ugas is the visitor. Shout out to Ugas. You got to give him a lot of credit. Fighting Pacquiao, now fighting a killer like Errol Spence, but also fighting Errol Spence in Errol Spence's backyard, AT&T Stadium. Because Ugas, if he was a difficult fighter, then he, you know, like difficult to deal with, you know, he could easily say like, oh, I don't want to fight him in Texas. That gives him an unfair advantage. Ugas, he's trusting his abilities, trusting his team, and he feels he could beat Errol Spence. This is also amazing for Errol Spence. The man flew through a car and hit asphalt, came back to a tune-up, which really is not a tune-up, it's a top 5 guy, and Danny Garcia beat him solid more than anybody else in terms of like the one-sidedness and how he had Danny Garcia's face looking. And he was going to fight Pacquiao. This eye injury you see on screen kept him from that and derailed that. But as he suggested, I'll be back for the winner. Hey, start that cab. So Errol Spence, when he had to pull out, he was forced to pull out, and he told this to fans. I am very disappointed I won't be able to fight Manny Pacquiao August 21st. Unfortunately, doctors found a small tear in my eye, said I needed surgery ASAP. There's no way I can fight with my eye in that condition. I would like to apologize to everyone. And he really didn't owe us an apology. I mean, if you hurt, you hurt, you know what I mean? And people like Bernard Hopkins hated on a fellow Black American, fellow Black champion. He hated, and he's like, oh, people gonna say, what did I know that others didn't know about Errol's eye? Come to find out, surprise, it's been confirmed by doctors he had an eye injury. But I digress. Errol Spence said, I quote, I came back from worse. I went to 3 different doctors. They all said the same thing, but I'll be back for the winner of Pacquiao Ugas for sure. I was taught to get through it and keep going. This is a man of his word. He said he was taught to get through it and keep going. He said he was coming back for the winner. That day is here. Surprise, he came back for the winner. So PBC, they're just dropping bombs. Spence Ugas, April, in March, undisputed with this. And really, I gotta set the record straight. Listen, I'm the best in the business. I gotta set the record straight. There's a lot of cap in boxing right now. But if we're really being honest, Spence versus Ugas could very well be looked at as an undisputed fight. And I know some people are like, oh, ego, but why? What you mean is undisputed? Let me explain. Because I've told you from day one, and I'm not the only one, that's a bar, write it down, that Jeff Horn didn't really beat Manny Pacquiao. If you go watch the fight, that was some hometown cooking, whatever. That was Top Rank's last fight with Pacquiao. I think somebody set him up. Pacquiao himself said he felt like it was a setup. So anyway, long story short, Jeff Horn was never the WBO champion in my eyes, because Pacquiao, tough fight, you know, he kind of underperformed in some capacity, but at the end of the day, I thought he won the fight. So that being said, Terence Crawford was given the leftovers, which was Caucasian Australian fighter in Jeff Horn, instead of getting the Pacquiao fight, which is what he always said he wanted, and they were both with Top Rank. They gave it to a school teacher out of Australia and let him do it. and do the bidding. And they alleged that he won, even though I really don't think. You guys let me know who won, Jeff Horn or Pacquiao. Was that fair, or did Pacquiao really win that fight? Long story short, this could be very well could be an undisputed fight, because Jeff Horn was never the WBO champion in my eyes. And that's not a shade at Crawford. I just didn't think that he beat Pacquiao. And I firmly believe that. And I said that. You can go look at my old videos before I even knew Crawford was fighting Jeff Horn. So that's just what it is. So that being said, Ugas just beat Pacquiao, who really was the WBO champion, and beat Keith Thurman after that to consolidate the other belt. You know, so Pacquiao really would have been the WBO champion, WBA champion, and then he beat Keith Thurman, lost to Ugas. So that means Ugas should really be a 2-belt champion as well. He should be a 2-belt champion. But they robbed Pacquiao and lied and said that he beat Jeff Horn. So the Spence fight and Ugas very well could be and should be an undisputed fight if we're really beat, because nobody really beat Pacquiao. Bradley didn't beat Pacquiao. The people that beat Pacquiao were like guys like Juan Manuel Marquez and Floyd Mayweather. In recent memory, look through Pacquiao and Ugas, for the record, Ugas. If you look at them, those are the people that really truly beat Pacquiao. Some of them other ones was like cap. But anyway, so PBC hitting them over the head. They got really 2 undisputed fights. Errol Spence versus Ugas is basically undisputed. If we removed all the politics, that's what it would be. But either way, it's still a 3-belt unification on paper. And then they also got Charlo versus Castaño part 2, which is an amazing fight. 2 Derek James fighters. You know, shout out to Derek James, black trainer, doesn't always get appreciated, but he got back-to-back big fights, and his fighter in big fights, it'll be even more impressive. And we got to really start looking at Trainer of the Year honors if he comes through those fights with victories with his fighters. And I see Derek James is in shape as well. Like, he's like really about that life and, you know, trying to be the best trainer he could be. So I'm always going to salute that. Derek James, I interviewed him back in the day, and he was bigger, you know what I'm saying? But he definitely lost some weight and got in shape and got cut up. And, you know, I respect that. I respect that as a man. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Errol Spence, Ugas, going down, AT&T Stadium. Should be a hell of an event. Great crowd. Texas, you know, Texas is wild, wild west with the laws. So, you know, you can carry guns and all types of stuff in Texas. So should be a nice sized crowd. I'm out. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster.